Alright guys, welcome back to my channel again. Today I go here MQ Triton to do the valve adjustment. So 4N15 engine. I'm gonna show step by step easy procedure how to do the valve adjustment. So from 2015 to 2022 4N15 engine, you can use the same procedure to adjust the valve clearance. So we need to remove all the connectors, like as usual steps to get into the rocker arms, rocker cover. So you have to remove the rocker cover. So before that, get the wiring harness, all the foams on the top of the injectors, and then gotta remove the injector pipes and the injector holders and get the injector out. So one important step that I'm showing now, before you pull the injectors out, just give it a good clean on the top of the cylinder head area. So make sure nothing under the area which falls inside the engine when you remove the injectors. That's one important step. Just removing two solenoids on the top. They are 10mm bolts. And also like take the dipstick out, because since you are working on the area, you may have a chance to break the plastic top of the dipstick. So just precautions, and pull the side wiring clips off.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
You just need to remove the side that the bracket off to get into the injector pipe. So just make sure don't drop the bolt at the back. They were like 12mm bolts, just like that. Just removing the injector pipes. So here I don't disconnect the injector pipe totally out from the injector side. You will see why. Get the support bracket off and remove the injector pipes again from the injector rail side. You have to have a 17mm spanner for it. Once you undo all the bolts on the side, so my next step is to remove the injector return line. So just to be carefully, you can remove the clips on the top of the injector, and you need to pull the pipe off carefully without damaging the injector. And also you have to remove the 14mm bolt at the back of the rail. That's the return line bolt, and when you feed back, you need to replace the gasket. It's a proper venture gasket, so I use a long nose plier to pull that return line off. But you need to be careful. If you didn't follow the procedure, I mean, if you didn't do this carefully, you will end up with break the top of the injector. There are 4 O-rings on the injector return line, so if you buy the genuine valve adjustment gasket kit, you will get those O-rings together with it, and they are single use and you have to replace them. That's the copper gasket. Once you clear all the parts, and then I am removing the injector holding bracket bolts. This is very critical. When you put it back, you have to follow the workshop manual. If you over tight them, there are more damages can happen to the cylinder head too. This is the reason why I left the injector pipes without removing on the injector side. So when you pull the injector out, sometimes they seize a little bit, so then you can use the pipes to wiggle the injector and pull it upward. They are really tight. You can use anti-corrosion, like kind of spray like CRC or WD-40 into the injector holes. I had some experience before. I had like third and fourth injector seized, so they all are high Ks, and never had the injectors off, so it's possible carbon leak through the injector gasket, and carbon built inside the injector hole and then seize the injector. So valve adjustment is very important, and also replacing the copper gasket, like the cold combustion gasket, is also very important. Otherwise you may have damage in the injectors when you remove them. Alright, all the injectors off. So the next step is to remove PCB pipe there and remove the rocker cover off. there's another vacuum pipe behind the tappet cover close to the firewall, so you need to remove that to get the main vacuum, the booster vacuum pipe, away from the rocker cover. Just carefully remove all the 10mm bolts around the tappet cover. Please make sure don't drop anything. I usually remove all the bolts around the tappet cover, then remove the center 4 bolts. Guys, this video a little bit long, but I always want to show like right procedure and step by step, so if someone who watch first time and they can see how we do this, so it's gonna be easy for someone who doesn't know, and no one gonna miss any procedure, any items.
My way, so you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Just carefully lift the rocker cover. Oops, there's one bolt. And make sure there's nothing on the top of the rocker cover again, because if you drop anything when you pull the rocker cover into the engine, you don't know, you will start the car and you will end up with damaged engine. So just be careful, be aware, do not drop anything into the engine when you remove the rocker cover.
So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a
That's all
fuck
for
what
the
you
board
say.
before.
Yeah, I'ma do shit my way.
That's it. So the gasket is there, so take that gasket off. So I'm gonna replace them. I got all genuine gaskets from Mitsubishi. Give it a bit of clean around the top of the cylinder head. Just getting all the oil out. Alright, now I'm gonna turn the engine and align the cam marks to get the engine to top dead center. So I'm gonna use the cam and also support from the fan bolt using pry bar, because it's a bit hard to turn the engine, and also it's hard to get into the crank bolt. Make sure you turn the engine clockwise and I'll show you guys next once I align the cam mark. So I'm gonna adjust the valve clearance on this in two procedures. So align the cam marks first and get into the top dead center, and the next step, so here you go, this is the cam marks. I'll put a paint mark there, so there are two dots, so you need to align that two dots face to face, and then you can adjust exhaust number 1 cylinder 1 and 2, and number 3 cylinder, and inlet number 1 and 2 cylinder. So, and next step, I'll turn the crank 180 degrees and adjust the rest of them. So that's on one round you will adjust all the valve clearance. That's the easiest way. Here guys, you need feeler gauge and 12mm socket and 10mm socket with the ratchet, and also Phillips head screwdriver. That's the tools you needed to adjust the valve clearance. So exhaust valve gonna be 0.16 plus or minus 3 millimeter. So I'm gonna use 0.15 millimeter feeler gauge, and also inlet valve 0.08 plus or minus 3 millimeter. So I'm going to use 0.10 millimeter feeler gauge for inlet valve. So I'm checking the exhaust valve now. So it looks like they are really tight, so I have to adjust the valve clearance. So from my experience, if you adjust the valve clearance in cold engine, you will get a good result. So this is very cold engine. So loosening the adjusting bolts, so the nut, the 12mm nut on the rocker finger, the rocker arm. So lose the 12mm nut and use a screwdriver and turn the adjustment bolt as you need. Do not put a huge clearance, so it will make noise. So how I do, I'll just see the resistance, how much resistance feels when you feed the feeler gauge through the cam and the rocker roller. So, and then get into the right feeling, and then tight the 12mm nut. While the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly. While my actions speak wider, see they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, is killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never, and turn your mind into the truest. Make sure when you tighten it's not overtight. It's 18 Newton meter, so you can go plus or minus 15, plus or minus 3 Newton meter. Yeah, sorry. And double check again once you tied them, because sometimes when you tied the adjusting nut, it may have a chance to turn the adjusting screw. Either way, if you're using an offset spanner, you can hold the adjusting screw and tie the adjusting nut. So, well, this way, I felt this way is easier. Just making sure 0.15 millimeter feeler gauge going smoothly through the cam and the rocker arm. Looks okay.
wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
So here I adjusted number 1 and 3 cylinder rocker arms. So next step gonna be adjusting the inlet rocker arms.
I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing.
So in the same way I can do number 1 and 2 cylinder. So all the rocker arms. So that's the my side. So you are adjusting the rocker arm in between rocker arm and the cam. You have to have 10mm deep socket too, because it's a adjuster holding nut is 10mm. I checked them before, they were all tight, so I had to adjust all of them. So what I do, I lose all the adjusting nuts. That's 0.10mm feeler gauge. It's the same procedure how I adjust the exhaust valve before. You have to apply same procedure onto the inlet side as well.
And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce.
But you can put 12 to 16 Newton meters on that.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Just check them again once you tied the adjuster holding nuts. Just recheck them whether the clearance are okay, and double check all the. I always double check all the nuts and bolts.
So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing.
Alright, now next step, I'm going to turn the engine 180 degrees and align the cam marks either side of the cylinder head on the flat level. I'll show you the cam marks in a second.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
Okay, yeah, so that's the exhaust cam mark, as the intake camera. So from now you can adjust rest of the valve clearance. So number 2 and 4 cylinder on the exhaust side, as I'm pointing, and intake side number 2 and 4 cylinder. All the rocker arms what we haven't adjusted before. So on the second step you can adjust all of them. So it's easier rather adjusting one by one and turn the engine and adjust another one. So this way it's easier. Within one round you can finish all the rocker arm adjustments.
I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Just check the exhaust side, it seems okay. In my experience, I've done so many valve adjustments, so most of the time exhaust valves were tight on these engines, but on this engine I had to adjust like almost everything. But in some scenarios, some cases, like you may end up with adjusting 1 or 2 or maybe a couple of maybe 3-4 rocker arms. So it's all depend how the adjustment has changed. Just making sure all the bolts, nuts are tightened properly before I put the rocker cover back in. So because once you put the rocker cover back in, you won't be able to see these things again. So I don't want to do mistakes. Alright, I got genuine rocker cover gasket, rocker cover being cleaned and prepared for applying the gasket. Just make sure the gasket properly sits in the groove, and also you have to be careful when you put the rocker cover back in to not let the gasket to be dropped. So I use something to hit on the top of the gasket and just making sure everywhere equally stays in the groove. Alright, now the injector. So I have removed the copper gaskets, the injector gaskets. They were the old one. You need to be aware sometimes the gasket stays inside the injector hole in the engine, so in that case you need to use special tool or something to pull the gasket out. Do not use any sandpapers or anything to clean the gasket, like the injector nozzle. Do not use. So I found an easy way. I dropped the copper gasket into the injector hole before putting the rocker cover in. Otherwise, if you put the gasket with the injector and when you put the injector in, you have a chance to drop it. So just make sure the gaskets are okay. Then I use a long extension and tap into the gasket and making sure the gasket is in a proper way on the level position. Alright, I'm using a lubricant, anti-seize lubricant to spray on the injector body, not the nozzle. Important, not the nozzle. So this will help not to get carbon or corrosion, and if someone removing next time, it's easy to remove the injector. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep. Just clean all sealant and put some sealant where the timing cover and the cylinder head fits. And putting the rocker cover back in. And follow all these steps, what you remove, and put them, fit them back together, feed the injectors in, injector pipes in. So I'll put mention all the torque specs on the description. So important, when you tie the injector brackets, do not over tight them. What Mitsubishi was saying, if you over tight them, you will damage the cylinder head. So the torque specs, so you need to tighten the injector bracket front bolt 1.1 Newton meter and the rear bolt 180 degrees, then front bolt again to 90 degrees. So I'll mention all these torque specs on the description. It is very important and critical. And also injector pipe to 40 Newton meter. So it's 35 plus or minus 5, so I usually do 40 Newton meter. So it's almost everything done, everything put back together. So plugging all the connectors back in, just double check everything, and yeah, pretty much the job is done. So next step is going to be start and see how the engine runs. So once you start the engine, get it warm it up, I usually to inject a relearn, so which is called small quantity learning, you have to have a scan tool. So I'm not going to show that on this video. And also I have replaced the fuel filter on this car. It was a major service, so front and rear diff oil, coolant. So but I thought upload a video how to do the valve clearance. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and keep in touch, subscribe and like my videos and share. So it's about to start the engine and see what's the outcome. A little bit of belt noise, that's normal on this engine, so I'm gonna quote the customer to replace the belt. That's it. Thank you again for watching. Keep in touch.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient.